Welcome back. It's City, and I'm here for the last part of our series on 6 holistic wellness tips for controlling your thoughts and taking your mind back. We are learning how to realign the mind, body, and soul so we can live a more satisfied, fulfilling, and holistic life. Thank you for rocking with me for the last 2 installments of this series. And we're going to close this series today with a case study. I'll tell you all about how this tactic worked for me. Quick recap. What is this holistic stuff she's talking about? Well, I am talking about our holistic connection, mind, body, and soul. Not taking the doctor to take care of one thing and the church to do one thing and school to do something else, but realizing that I, within myself, can have a pulse and an awareness on how all of these systems in my body work together and are aligned and help me to live an aligned and fulfilled life. We know that thoughts filter in, we know we have an emotional response to them, and we know that physically there could be a link to how we process that in the body. We talked about the strategy. Knowing how your subconscious mind works is what allows you to take the 6 tips or the tactics that I show in the last video, which are 1, meditation, improving your awareness, learning how to observe your thoughts, and then being more in control of your actions. 2, affirmations, which is positive self-talk, replacing negative or neutral self-talk with more positive, high vibrational, and uplifting messages to yourself. Tip number 3, watching what you watch. So making sure that we're minimizing toxic entertainment and putting information back into our system that is more relevant to what we're growing through and going through. Tip number 4 is to read. And if you're not too keen on reading, get an audiobook or replace something that is not benefiting you with a few minutes of reading time. Tip number 5, get yourself into your healthy self-expression. All right. Journaling, voice notes, and videos like the one I'm making right now to express how this energy makes me feel and what it makes me want to do. Different types of creative arts like drawing and painting and dance and choreography, singing, songwriting, and poetry. We all have lanes, right? Fashion design, interior design. Listen, there are so many ways to self-express. So like get into that, find your way. And then tip number 6 is to avoid bad information, toxic information like from the mainstream media machine that is propaganda and fear-based. Avoid that crap. Don't even engage because they're trying to manipulate you and tell you how to think because they know that the way you think is going to influence you to behave and do certain things. That's just it. We had a bonus tip, which was vibe with your tribe. That just means that the more you start to implement the first 6 tips, you'll start to see that people who are aligned with what you're doing are going to be attracted to you. It could also mean that people who are already in your life are no longer attracted to you. That's okay, because they may have been attracted to parts of you that weren't authentic. So drop them. Today, we're going to get into the case study. I'm going to break down how this worked for me. There she is. Look at her. I thought I was happy. I did. I thought that I was happy. I mean, can't you see like I'm smiling? Okay. I thought I was okay. This first picture you see here with me, I'm at work. I am a former elementary school teacher. I taught in elementary schools for 15 years in pre-K, kindergarten, and first grade. And I love teaching. I love sharing knowledge. I love helping others learn how they learn so they can learn more. And being inside of the classroom helped me to do that every day. Ultimately, though, I really was so unhappy and so unfulfilled in that role as just a classroom teacher. Internally, there were just things going on that I did not even know I was battling, because I'm in a society that doesn't really give me the space, time, and luxury to tap into that. I'm always working, or, always, when I'm not working, I'm trying to be at rest, but I can't be at rest. There's a lot that goes into that. And I'm gonna touch in on that in depth a lot more, the system and the education and things like that. But just living my regular life, go to work, come home, watch some TV, hang out with your friends, maybe have a glass of wine, have some dinner, maybe make some love. All right, go to sleep, wake up, do it again. On the weekends, I really vibe out, maybe go on vacation sometimes. But other than that, just a very neutral, basic existence, you know? But when everything shut down, back in March 2020, I say shut down, I mean like buildings and establishments, I wasn't able to go get my hair done anymore with these fancy lace front sew-ins. And I had to, I'll say the word force, but I was guided into my natural hair journey. So if you check out these pictures, the middle picture and the one on the very end here, it was the start of my journey. I didn't know what I was doing. It looks crazy. I look a mess. You know what I mean? And I'm saying it. Y'all can say y'all was probably thinking it. So, all right, I'm saying it. I was a mess inside, and that was starting to show on the outside. Look at my eyes, okay? I'm not even trying to really smile anymore. I'm just like, okay, it's terrible. But like, this is the reality of where I was. And I can even feel the energy coming off of this photo. Just like, I'm trying to make it, and I'm trying to feel pretty, and I'm trying to do all the things, but it wasn't doing. It just wasn't doing. Even though I thought I was happy, the truth, like behind my eyes, shows you that I was not. And I didn't really always know why. But now, check me out. Okay, this photo was taken sometime in the summer of 2022. I'm talking about me, a happier, healthier me. This is the result of me taking myself way more seriously. When I smile now, it comes from the inside. All right, and ain't no BS about that. I stopped watching the news because I was watching one day. I had the news on repeat. Like I just had the channel on all the time because I wanted to know what was going on. No one knew what was going on. So I trusted blindly that the news was giving me the correct information. But then just like vibing and being in and out of sleep, or I've noticed that over the course of the entire news cycle, they just kept repeating the same stories over and over again. And I'm like, I know more has had to have happened. So why are we repeating the same stuff? It's almost like you're trying to hypnotize us into only focusing on this one thing. That's what it was for me. And I didn't like that feeling of being manipulated. So I stopped watching the news full time. Simultaneously, I started getting into other news sources and other people who were popping up on social media who were talking more truth and talking more about what I was thinking about and asking questions. This is an example of me showing up authentically for myself and then authentically attracting what I needed, the tribe that I needed to vibe with. So as I began to take myself way more seriously, implementing those steps I told you about, meditation, affirmations, reading, watching what I watch, healthy expressions for myself, not feeding into, mainstream media. My life then changed. I left a toxic work situation. I stepped into a work situation and a workflow that feels a lot more authentic and genuine and natural to me. And now when I smile, it comes from the inside. So let's talk about the process. How did I start this and how is it going? So me before, I was a sad eater. And here in this community, when I say sad in terms of eating, this acronym stands for the Standard American Diet, which is a sad thing. It's toxic, it's filled with chemicals. This is not the conversation where we're going to talk about this, but stay tuned because we have plenty of content coming about the food and all of that stuff. But I was, you know, heavily attached to that standard American diet. My routine was wake up, work, sleep, repeat during the week. And then during the weekend, like I said, I'm either trying to catch up on rest or I'm ripping and running to the next person's thing. Because, I want to go support everyone. I want to be involved in what everyone's doing, but at the detriment of myself. Not cool. I also had a lot of feelings of inadequacy. And if you've been here for the entire series, then you may remember me speak about feeling inadequate about my body size and type, feeling that I was too skinny, based on programming that was given to me when I was younger. Everyone always coming up and, picking up my wrist and saying, "Ooh, how many babies you going to have? Let me see. Oh my goodness, I can go all the way up your arm. You're so skinny. You don't eat, you just not but skinny and bone." I heard that like all the time from like, first grade until, so kind of put the message in me that I was not, my body wasn't an attractive body. That's just one example of a feeling of inadequacy that I was carrying with me. I had a lot of, alcohol in my life, drinking all the time, shots. I had a lot of sex parties all the time. I was out there doing my thing, trying to find some type of thing I just wanted to feel something, filling voids and feeling things. It wasn't the way. When I began to take myself more seriously and become more aligned, I began to let go of that standard American diet. And now I eat for fuel. I eat to fuel my cells. I eat to power my body because I need my body to work so I can do the things I have to do. I don't want to be feeling all lethargic and groggy and bloated and heavy all the time. So that's been a result of me taking my mind back. And forget that wake, work up, sleep, repeat cycle. I got out of that workforce. I don't do that no more. I got out of there and began my own business. I'm so much happier. All right. Instead of those feelings of inadequacy, I'm able to now remove those negative thoughts that didn't serve me, replace them with something else. And now I have an inner knowing of self-worth that no one could give to me but me. And I can only give that to myself when I begin to take myself more seriously, y'all, and take that time. And because of all of that, I no longer look for outside external validation to make me feel better or feel fulfilled. That fulfillment comes within. I'm not chasing the next high, with alcohol and sex and parties anymore. So that's how it's going so far. And we're still going. We still have so much farther to go. I want to say that me filming this video for you guys and sharing this is a result of me taking myself more seriously, getting out of my way, and removing a thought that, was saying to me, like, who are you? Ain't nobody gonna listen to you and what you talking about? Well, we'll see. Thank you for listening. Wow. I feel so much better telling you all of that. And I want to let you know too that if I can do that, then you can do it too. And I'm not even saying that like on some cliche tip. I'm saying that because I used to you see how I was. And as I continue sharing with you, I'll share even more about how I was and my attachments and how unhealthy I was. But before we get out of here, just remember, healing is for everyone, though we may all approach it differently, and that's okay because we're all different people. I've shared here with you some things that have helped me along on my healing journey. If they resonate with you, please implement them. And if you want to share more about what you're doing on your own healing journey, let me know. Put a comment in there. I'd love to know what you got going on. Okay. Remember, y'all, the subconscious mind, we got to address it. We got to get in there and deprogram to reprogram what we have been operating on, okay? Because the subconscious and conscious are different. And if we're operating on subconscious programming that is old and stale and not serving us, we're not going to be fulfilled. Okay. We can do this deprogramming and reprogramming by meditation, affirmations, watching what we watch, getting into some reading, healthy self expression, and getting away from mainstream media and thought controlled media. It's your mind. You should be in control of it. All right, family. I'm for real. Take yourself seriously and take the first step to being your happiest, healthiest self. All right. Do it for you. I love you and nothing but peace, love, abundance to you. Journey on. Peace, fam. I took those steps that I told y'all about starting in 2020. Okay. In 2020, this is when things shut down. This is when March 13th, they said, do not go back to work for 2 weeks. They were shutting down establishments. They were telling people to stay home. Stock up on all these supplies. It was a very, very weird time. And I did not know what was going on. And I just, I wanted my mom and I know, and it was scary. And I was doing a lot of watching the news and I was hearing things. But then one day I was watching the news and I noticed that there was the same story on repeat because I just kept the news on the TV all the time. And it was the same. Oh my goodness. Look at this typo. I got to get this out of here. Okay, we're going to